You know, it's amazing. I mentioned food stamps, and that guy who's seriously overweight went crazy.
My ambitions as a rider. My ambitions as a rider. So many battlefield scars while driven in plus.
Let's just talk about the latest example, which is Trump Entertainment Resorts, which went bankrupt in 2009. In that case alone, lenders to your company lost over $1 billion and more than 1,100 people were laid off.
Well,
is that the way that you run the country?
Let me tell you about the lenders. First of all, these lenders aren't babies. These are total killers. These are not the nice, sweet little people that you think, okay? You know, I mean, you're living in a world of the make-believe, Chris. You want to know the truth.
And it's going to be stopped. It's going to be stopped. Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I say. Front yard, broad day with the SK. See Gucci, that's my motherfucking nigga. I hang in the jail with them hit squad killers. Walk a block of flame on the hood ass nigga. Riding real slow, bending corners, my nigga. Got a main bitch, got a mistress.
Why do you keep attacking Megyn Kelly of Fox?
Because every night on her show, she does negative hits on me. Every single night. And frankly, if she didn't, her ratings would drop down far lower than yours.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
North Korea's nuclear effort is the top threat to the United States. What would you do to deal with that reclusive country?
I would get China to make that guy disappear in one form or another very quickly. And let me tell you, people say,
how do you make him disappear and assassinate him?
Let me just tell you, no, well, you know.
When I started, we had the 17. I told you. And then we had 16. Then we had... I was never going one-on-one. I didn't have Hillary where you have, you know, communist Bernie Sanders doing it. Here's the thing. It's crooked Hillary Clinton against the communists.
Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you just went soft. First you was down with...
I have never seen a human being eat in such a disgusting fashion. You ever see it? He's eating today, stuffing it. I never saw... This guy takes a pancake and he's shoving in his mouth. Thank you, guys. Bites this big.
Thank you, guys. Not a big deal.
He's pushing it in. We never saw a guy eat like this. I told my son, he was watching. He said, Daddy, look. I said, don't watch. Little bites, little bites. It's disgusting. Do you want that for your president? I don't think so. They don't want me to use hairspray. They want me to use the pump.
So if I take hairspray and if I spray it in my apartment, which is all sealed, and you're telling me that affects the ozone layer? Yes. I say no way, folks. No way.
Is it on? Okay. I want to get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job.
Laid out my plans.
He said about language. 2 days ago, he said he would take his pants off and moon everybody.
If you get shot running the cops, you're not like me. You ain't got no work on the block, you're not like me. It's hot and you ain't got no drop, you're not like me. Like me, dope, you're not like me.
The fake media goes out, you know, which we call the mainstream media, which sometimes I must say is you. But when the
you mean personally, or
your show, I love your show. I call it Deface the Nation.
Can't none of y'all niggas fuck with none of these niggas. These triggers, we killers, sitting on the porch in between legs with a bitch French.
One of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
That there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
I don't know what you heard about me.
I was wondering what you would say to President Obama.
You're fired.
I disagree with that, sir. And if I can ask you this question, it seems as though you're resistant to scrutiny, the kind of scrutiny that comes with running for president of the United States.
I like scrutiny, but you know what? When I raise money, excuse me, I've watched you on television. You're a real beauty.
Keeping it G ain't nothing. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. Watch a young nigga show his ass how I'm puppy.
It's Rubio. That's what it is.
Was to breed, I explode into a million seeds. Y'all remember me, legendary, live eternally. Bury me in pieces cause they fear reincarnation. Screaming peace cause they fear when my squad face them. Take them to...
I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris.
Fuck jumping the broom, honeymoons. I hit the pot, soak me up like a mop. No, I'm up, no this level. Stepping down at the devil. Hello, guess I got the memo. Pulling strings like Geppetto. You just a puppet, fellow. I came out of the tomb. Don't.
It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace, and I think they ought to apologize to start with. Michael Cohen.
Sir, since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? Mr. President-elect. Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization.
You are attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect, can you state categorically, Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question? You're attacking us. Can you give us a question? Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Keep the heads ringing. Keep the heads ringing.
Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
You're fired.
Keep the motherfucking heads ringing.
Newsflash, the Republican Party's been fighting against a single-payer system for a decade. So I think you're on the wrong side of this if you're still arguing for a single-payer system.
I don't think you heard me. You're having a hard time tonight.
And I run it. And I run it. And I run it. That's I run it. I run it.
Over the world when I'm on my Donald Trump shit. Look at all this money, ain't that some shit? Take over the world when I'm on my Donald Trump shit. Look at all this money, ain't that?
When they bomb these cities and they're leveled, you can imagine how many people die. She has been a disaster. But here's a woman. She's supposed to fight all of these different things. And she can't make it 15 feet to her car.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking in the bank.
Richest nigga in my hood, I'm the Donald Trump. Pull up a serving nigga 9 with the Mozzie pump. Keep that money on my mind, kilo in the trunk. Kilo in the trunk, I got a kilo in the trunk. Richest nigga in my hood, I'm the Donald Trump. Pull up a
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the clock to feed himself and family.
Mr. Trump, let's stay on this issue of immigration. You have been very critical of Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, who has wanted to increase the number of these H-1B.
I was not at all critical of him. I was not at all. In fact, frankly, he's complaining about the fact that we're losing some of the most talented people. They go to Harvard, they go to Yale, they go to Princeton, they come from another country, and they're immediately sent out. I am all in favor of keeping these talented people here so they can go to work in Silicon Valley.
So you're in favor of increasing
I have not been at all critical of him.
Where did I read this and come up with this that you were...
Probably, I don't know, you people write this stuff. I don't know where you...
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired.
My words are like a dagger with a jagged edge. It'll stab you in the head, whether you're a fag or les. That a homo sex, a math, or a trans or best. Pants or dress, hate fags, the answer's yes. Homophobic, nah, you just had.
This is a tough business to run for president.
I know, you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
real
principled.
tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't matter.
Far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
Yeah, living life like this. Gotta paint a picture when I write like this.
Did you see recently where a couple of days ago, Saudi Arabia said, let's raise the price, let's cut back production. Can you believe it? You're going to be paying $5 and $6 a gallon for gasoline pretty soon. And they want to go in and raise the price of oil because we have nobody in Washington that sits back and said, you're not going to raise that fucking price.
The heads ringing.
Mind if I sit back a little bit because your breath is very bad? It really is. Has this ever been told to you before?
No.
Huh? Okay, then I won't bother.
Yeah. Every hood's the same. Every hood's the same. Come on. They give us guns and drugs.
Had the gall to go after my mother.
That's not keeping
I
us
won
safe.
the lottery when I was born 63 years ago and looked up and I saw my mom. My mom is the strongest woman I know.
She should be running.
Not a
Right or wrong, you should know the difference. Not to never speak. Now run and tell your mama and your daddy how your shit is weak. Bring it deep, yeah, nigga. This ain't what you want in life. Or what you need to see a pressure wheel bust a pipe. Cause like tonight, ain't no doubt we blowing on that thing. That purple kush, that presidential shit is what I mean. Yeah, I'm back on the block. We gotta get it for you straight out the block.
We just spent, it's a story today, $1 million on a soccer field. How do you spend $1 million doing the soccer field? You have a level piece of land. Throw them a ball, let them play soccer, if they have to play it all.
You know what you're acting like you don't know. You know you're acting like you don't know. I tear the club up from show. This flow is gonna bring more dough.
Miss Universe and Miss USA, I own it. They're here. They're gonna really do a number on me. Let's go, ladies.
But I also think that if you're going to claim that you're the only one that lifted this into the campaign, that you acknowledge that, for example, you're the only person on the stage that's ever been fined for hiring people to work on your projects illegally. You hired some workers from Poland.
I'm the only one on the stage that's hired people. You haven't hired anybody.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Act like they forgot about Dre.
If it was up to me, you stop coming up to me with your hands out, looking up to me like you.
They took a big vote, and it was a vote that ended up exactly as I predicted. Yeah, you can get her out. Get her out.
You know, she looks just like Hillary Clinton, actually. Is that Hillary? Hillary, is that you? Hillary wants to find out, how do you get these crowds, right? How do you get these crowds? Goodbye, Hillary. Bye. Say hello to Bill, Hillary.
When we come through with the takeover, we make the game over. I'm from the state of Florida, this is street soldiers. We drop like boulders, cause we hitting hard. Every single player hater know just who we are. We the
I backed him. You can see how loyal he is. He was begging for my endorsement. I could have said, Mitt, drop to your knees. He would have dropped to his knees.
get on your knees, nigga. Get on your knees and pray. Increase the doses, bust on whoever closest. Thug living, hella prison, never losing my focus. I'm making money moves mandatory. In the discussion, my past records tell a story. Picture niggas with one.
This administration has been so lax. Think about it. Think about it. I will lead this country in a way that will create greater security and greater safety.
Governor Bush, nobody cares. Governor Bush, nobody cares. Governor Bush, respect what I say. Nobody cares.
The former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, he said today, and I'm quoting him, he said, "I'm not going to pay for that effing wall."
Mexico will not pay for the fucking wall.
So if you don't get an actual check from the Mexican government for $8 or $10 or $12 billion, whatever it will cost, how are you going to make them pay for the wall?
I will, and the wall just got 10 feet taller, believe me.
Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men, many men.
I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will park the clock to feed himself and family. By any means, your enemy.
When you look back over the sweep of this campaign, going back to last June, is there anything you regret?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have done certain things over, but you can't. You can't. But that's true in life. I'd love to have done in life certain things over, I guess. And you would have too.
Give me one.
You would have loved not to have contributed to the Clinton Foundation. $505 billion. We're going to lose that. $505 billion. And by the way, I don't like this mic. Whoever the hell brought this mic system, don't be the son of a bitch to put it in, I'll tell you.
To share. Why not use this first Republican presidential debate to share your proof with the American people?
So, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be talking about illegal immigration.
Here's a little something about a nigga like me. Never should have been let out the penitentiary.
What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt? I watched those very closely, much more closely than you people watched. Let me ask you this. What about the fact they came charging with clubs in their hands, swinging clubs,
Do they have any problem? I think they do. Wait a minute. I'm not finished. I'm not finished, fake news.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich. Throw that to the side.
But he's the president. He's coming over. He's getting a big dinner free at the White House, addressing the UN. If you were president, would you throw him a big dinner?
I would not be throwing him a dinner. We've had this conversation. I'd get him a McDonald's hamburger and I'd say, we got to get down to work.
Give me my money in stacks and lace my bitches with Don figures. Real niggas fingers on nickel-plated non-triggers. Must see my enemies defeated. I catch them while they coked up and read it. Open fire, now them niggas bleeding. See me in flesh and text and get your chest blown. Straight out the west, don't get.
For president, I raised $1 million for him. It's a lot of money. I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, you know, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. 5.5 years. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Warren, she seems to have made it her job.
Who, Pocahontas? Pocahontas? Well, no, she's... Look, she is
very offensive.
You tell me. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas? Is that what you said?
Son of a bitch. Get comfortable, kid. We may be here a while.
Wrong. ISIS is making a tremendous amount of money because they have certain oil caps, right? They have certain areas of oil that they took away. They have some in Syria, some in Iraq. I would bomb the shit out of it.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.
All be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal.
Mr. Trump.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you.
But Jake,
y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low-key, hated on by most these.
So Uma now is one of the people that it all sort of came through Uma. Who is Uma married to? One of the great sleazebags of our time. Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, you a bitch nigga, no female. I smack niggas freeware. I'm on the block like D12. I got the right, no D12. Like a little nigga in Africa. I was born toting that K, and that's real shit, no Will Smith.
A year ago, you told me on my radio show, the audio and the transcript are out there on YouTube, that you would release your tax returns.
True.
Are you going back on your commitment?
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show.
If this deep cock it and dump it, this drama really means nothing to me. I ride by and blow your brains out. It's no time to cock it. No way you can stop it when niggas run up on you with them things.
Because she doesn't tell the facts. As an example, I'm worth many billions of dollars. Now, she said I was bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pocket.
Bitch, I'ma kill you like a murder weapon. I'ma conceal you in a closet with dildo sheets, pillows, and film you. Fuck with me. I've been through hell. Shut the hell up. I'm trying to develop these pictures of the devil to sell them. I ain't asked to rap, but I rap.
Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision. She's done a terrible job.
Do you regret calling her Pocahontas? Do you regret that?
I do regret calling her Pocahontas because I think it's a tremendous insult to Pocahontas.
What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, gangsta? They say I walk around like I got an S on my chest. Now that's a semi-auto in the vest on my chest. I try not.
Supporter of partial birth abortion. Right now, today, as a candidate, he supports federal taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. I disagree with him on that. That's a matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush.
There they go, back in stadiums, the shady spits his flow. Nuts they go, macadamian, they go so ballistic, whoa. He can make them look like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this